Okay. Bant Smothering Tithe. This was initially a meme that Saffron Olive had posted. So Smothering Tithe here says whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2. If they don't, you get a treasure token. Then we're combining this here with the Kraken. We're going to unleash the Kraken here today. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on it and make a blue tentacle token. And then we're tying the room together with emergency powers here. So basically, if you emergency powers with Kraken and Smothering Tithe out, your opponent's going to draw a bunch of cards, you're going to get a bunch of treasures, and then you'll use those treasures to pay to make a bunch of Kraken tentacles. The rest of this deck is ramp core. We've got Wolfwillow Haven, Spiral, Uro. I've got a couple of time wipes. I've got Nissa for a little bit more ramp. I've got Hydroid Krasis and Kenrith as ramp payoffs. We've got some interaction for aggressive decks in the sideboard. Let's hop on into some matches and see if we can pop off a couple of times. Sometimes decks we play on this stream are decks that are looking to optimize, become competitive. Other times, decks like this, we're just like looking to see if we could do something sweet once or twice before we call it a day. So we need a second blue source, but I've got a scry. I've got a redraw with this, so pretty good chance we find what we're looking for. Perfect. So we'll go Temple Garden, Haven next turn, and then we'll be able to Uro off the Haven, which is great. So I'd actually be pretty surprised if Monday includes historic information. I actually would be kind of happy if they decided to integrate historic updates with everything else, but so far they've kept it pretty separate. Maybe the fact that they talked about working with R&D means that that's going to change. Who knows? Perfect. Drawing an island here is great because it means I get to do this and then do this. What? How does Nyx Bloom Ancient go infinite? Please explain, Wargy. Could you have played Haven even without the island if you played it first? That's not true. I'd encourage you learning to count. I think we do this. Then we do the Kraken. This was entering the battlefield tap, chat. This is not an island. Reading, counting, where's the fun of that? Literacy is a big problem among Magic players. He will finally get Historic Sport on the Gatherer. Listen, I'm going to give you the best piece of advice you've ever gotten regarding the Gatherer. Delete the website from your brain in your browser. Scryfall.com. Use Scryfall. You can thank me later. Treasures tap for 3 with Nyx Bloom Ancient. So if you have 2 tithes, you can deck your opponent with Kitty. So the plan, you're telling me I need to keep a 7 mana enabler in my deck. So if I combine my 7 mana enabler with another 5 mana card and then another, yeah, don't stop it. Stop it. The deck's got enough cute in it without doing all that. Exodia has always been hard to summon. Fair. It's like this deck's got enough neat things going on without also doing all that. 3 cards in the bin, so still 3 off of this because it needs 5 plus him. I missed a free attack. I don't think that's true. It wasn't, he said, Wargy was saying he thinks I should still have that in my deck, to which I disagree with. That's why I cut it. I'm aware that it was in the original list. I took the list and I cut the 7 mana terrible card. This deck is already built around 1 7 mana terrible card, chat. We are currently living in a timeline where Tito's Vodka is tweeting out that they don't meet the CDC recommended alcohol contents for making your own hand sanitizer with their product. Hey, at least this is one of those weird things in this timeline that Trump's not directly responsible for, right? Like silver lining. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I was gonna play this out as a. Do I play this out as a 5/5? I think I do. Cause I mean, if I play this out as a 5/5, I can't make Kraken tokens though. Can you cite your source on Trump not being responsible for Tito's Vodka? Oh. I think I'm just doing this. Maybe this is wrong. Ooh, they gave us a treasure, chat. We've assembled our 3-card combo, though. And like most 3-card combo memes, this one does not win the game. Oh, no. What if they incongruity our Kraken, chat? Don't do it. Have a heart. Just play your stupid Lucky Clover. All right, I'm gonna go to 10 here and just chump block twice. Because they have a Bone Crusher Giant here, so if I block, they're going to finish it off. Coming for our memes, chat. They're coming for our memes. You never have to ask if the channel, if we're currently playing ranked or not. You can always tell if we're playing ranked by whether or not there's a ranked icon here in the corner. So the season just started, so we're currently in Platinum. So yes, we are playing ranked because there's a ranked icon right here in the lower left. You can also see it in the top left on my opponent's side. I mean, I was playing the constructed events, so I was more worried about my rank than anything else, not because of, Lets me draw another card, make another Kraken token. You want me to Kenrith and haste? What does that do? Is that lethal? That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, it's nowhere near lethal, right? So we got this up to a 4/5, so it will not die to double stomp next turn. I did just give them a full hand though, so like probably a good chance we die here. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Gosh, I can't believe they had good spells, chat. Can you believe the audacity of them having good spells after we just gave them 7 cards? What's going on, Bob? Good morning. Oh man. The good deck killed our meme, chat. So, Night of Autumn sounds great here. Glass Casket. I guess Glass Casket's only okay. Like, it just gets bounced by... It just gets bounced. I'm probably supposed to, like, have it into slow down there. What's it called, though? Like, takes Lovestruck Beast from beating us down for a little bit. If I trim the Kenrith Hydroid Krasis part of the deck... Uro potentially seems a little bit medium, too. We talked enough about Super Tuesday as a non-American. It seems unlikely Bernie or whatnot. Do you think it's possible? I think what your understanding there is incorrect, and it shows the power that the news media has. You can watch the current delegate. If you're someone who wants to be engaged, regardless of where you live, this is a live delegate count tracker. You need 1991 to get the nomination. Biden has almost 600. Bernie has 531 at the moment. There are still over 2,500 delegates up for grabs. Bernie is very capable of winning the nomination. When Bernie is ahead, you will hear the corporate media in the United States downplay his lead. And when Bernie gets a little bit behind, like he did on Super Tuesday, you're gonna hear them make it sound like it's impossible for him to win. And all of this happens because they don't want him to win. I actually don't know. I believe the candidates are just dropped off. So, from my understanding, California is always slow to fully report because of the way that they allow voting by mail. Sure, the Senate also matters, Kaker. You are correct. If Mitch McConnell is still Senate Majority Leader, he's going to sit there and obstruct. The overtone window is a really important consideration, though. Bernie winning the nomination encourages more progressives to run for all levels of government. Yeah, the Senate matters for Biden as well. Correct. It matters in every scenario. Getting Smothering Tithe on three here is really huge. Means that it should generate a good amount of mana for us. Yeah, they accept anything postmarked up until the election day. I mean, it's also important to understand that, like, Mitch McConnell is not special. Mitch McConnell often gets presented as some big, unique evil. Mitch McConnell is just yet another symptom of the GOP. Mitch McConnell would not have any power if he didn't have the other 50-some-odd Republican senators behind him. Mitch McConnell is a fall guy in a safe Senate seat. Every single GOP senator is complicit in every decision McConnell makes, because if they didn't want to be complicit, they could stand up for themselves and realign. But they don't, because they're in to consolidate and protect themselves and their party's hold on power. Don't get me wrong. McConnell is disgusting and awful, but pointing him out as some unique awful is nonsense. I'm about to get double borrowed, huh? This is just like the worst feeling. Every time someone tells me someone complains something about Bernie supporters being mean, I just want to be like, you clearly didn't grow up playing video games with voice communication in the early to mid 2000s. You would have had all that sensitivity beaten right out of you by random people screaming into headsets at you. My Bob got around, yeah. Anti-Arc Demon, thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back, I appreciate it. My mom, according to the people on the internet, my parents had affairs with lots of different people. Yeah, there's also a bit of that too. There's a bit of people who don't like the facts, so they say the person presenting the facts is being mean when they're just being cold. You are so privileged that the worst thing that can happen to you is someone being mean. That's a good take on the situation. I did. We scrolled through the entire state of the game, and it will all be up on my YouTube channel this evening, along with everything else. The Orzhov, it does make Orzhov treasure coins. It's great. All right, so we get to shatter this one, and then I get to play this other Smothering Tithe. The only progressive thing about Joe Biden is his dementia. It's too close to home. That's too close to home. I need you to step back and not be so real. We didn't play Kiki Chord today. We actually played Modern, but we played Jund. I added Kiki Chord to the deck queue, but I've got a backlog of decks people have paid to see, so we're gonna get to those before we get to Kiki Chord. It is, Marty. It really, really is. As I've mentioned on stream multiple times, the one thing I'm not a huge fan of with Bernie is his age. And if there had been a younger progressive to rally around, I would have rallied around the younger progressive. But we didn't. And Bernie's policies are the best we got. Dead. Fling that giant beanstalk, baby. Fling it. Fling is flung. This weekend or next week? I need to check. Christy wanted to take pictures at some family event, and she didn't want me to be blue for my pictures. So I need to find out when that is. It's gonna happen this month, though. I have a pink beard and hair in my current driver's license picture. So. Some states have closed primaries. You know, many diehard Trump supporters that voted for Biden because they didn't want to face Bernie in the general. Quite possible. There's some conspiracy. Stuff like that is hard to verify, though. I feel like there's some of that that's like I'm not doubting your own personal connections to people that did that, but in general, I think the presence of things like that happening is overstated. Yeah, closed primaries tend to discourage people from voting in general. Correct. There's no empirical evidence of that, from my understanding. Okay, that's actually a really good draw. Let's try and hit another land tier, huh? Oh, I guess I need explicitly a second white source for this too. I really want to glory bang some people on Arena, Marty. Glory banger is my jam. Super looking forward to that dude getting in here. He's ready to work out. Get exerted. We can approach the second sun? That's probably worse than dream trawling. It's probably worse than dream trawling. Is Hazoret even good? Real talk. Is Hazoret even good? It's not, right? What a wild timeline, huh? That's the real answer to that? Is Hazoret good? It just doesn't even make the top list of stuff? It's worse than Cleave, it's worse than Torbrand, it's worse than Frenzy. Maybe you sideboard a couple for removal heavy matchups with those types of aggressive decks. Black-Red Titan would probably board a pair of them. I think it's probably a reasonable conclusion. Could do this and then play the Kraken.
The land fights for us.
Hallowed one. Hallowed one wouldn't be that good, right? That card was only good because of Burning Inquiry and stuff. Well, they turned our Kraken into sushi, chat. I, for one, enjoy calamari. Yep. Not my squid, chat. Poor little squid. Never did nothing to nobody. We're still short cards to, like, Escape Uro. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. All right. Night of Autumn, Glass Casket. Let's cut Kenny. Uro's been really mediocre in this deck. 4 feels like too many of that card. Trim around the edges here. I think once you cut Priest from the Cat Oven deck, you should just be playing one of the bigger builds. I think one of the appealing things about the more aggressive build is Priest as a must-answer threat, because having Priest be a must-answer threat means your other must-answer threats, like Mayhem Devil, are more likely to live. I think it's kind of one of the defining characteristics of the more aggressive builds. Look at that. Our deck's so powerful. Cut to Ribbons would be a card that Red Black Titan and Historic would play as well. Hey, what's going on, Demir Spy? Thank you for the 27 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Some ramps, some sweepers. How about I do this, and gain 4, and then next turn we can time wipe? Yikes. Feels bad, man. Would God Pharaoh's gift be good? I don't know if it would be good, but we'd play the crap out of it because it's sweet. All right, so we're gonna take 1 from our fetch land. Oh no, I already have 5, right? So I don't have to take 1 from my fetch land. I would play the crap out of Nimble Obstructionist. Love that card. We'll revisit blue-red flash in that format for sure. Devs, thanks for the tip. I'm not a sub, but I have a deck similar to this with less Uro and Growth Spiral and Narset's. Yeah, Narset's a good... I don't know, like, part of the problem here is like, well, Narset's funny, right? Like, these games we're losing, Narset doesn't really fix. Like, Narset doesn't stop us from just getting run down. Oh, chat. Do you think they'll give us Delver of Secrets? Could we get Delver of Secrets in Historic? I don't even think it'll be good, but I would like to play Delver of Secrets. I would like to play. That's when people ask me what card I want in Historic, I'm gonna say Delver of Secrets moving forward. That's the one I want. I want Delver. Delver is the droid that I'm now pulling for. There's no mana leak, chat. There's no mana leak. There's no Gataxian probe. Kids these days. Back in my day, their Delver always flipped on 2 to mana leak, and if you didn't have Cavernous Souls for your Thragtusk, you just died and you liked it, okay? Had to walk uphill in the snow both ways to resolve our spells. Kids these days don't know how good they've got it. You want Tron lands? Well, I only have 1 response to requesting Tron lands in Historic. He's not a wizard when he flips. His backside is an insect. What if we put Twin in Historic? Probably not. I would like Twin in Modern. I would not like Twin in Historic. Little bit slow. If we'd have had this last turn, we would have been able to turn 3 Smothering Tithe. Hey, Azrak. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oaklandia. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday wherever you're at in the world. Okay. All right, 8 cheap cards. Do I want Knight of Autumn? I feel like I don't. Turn 1, Ritual, Sinkhole, Duress You. We got Stone Rains now. Do. Sure. The next Historic Anthology will have Kiki in it. Kiki Jiki's probably a fine card to print for infinite combos. I don't know if they want that, though. Yeah, Uro's been pretty mediocre in this deck. I could see cutting him. We just don't, like, without Cavalier of Thorns, we just don't fill the graveyard fast enough, right? Feels like the issue. Is there an infinite in Historic with Kiki? I don't know if there is already, but if there isn't already, there will be at some point. Corridor monitor, yep. Hey, Jazlet, thanks for the tip. If I had more money, I would tell you to play Delver and Legacy. Instead, I will try to crowdfund it. Legacy Delver is very different than like modern Delver, though. The power of the cantrips there is night and day. They said they've been working with R&D to work out what they can to counter the suspended card. Yeah, I agree, Bob. That we did a response review or whatever you want to call it of the what's it called, and I pointed that out too. Really hope that line means that what we thought Virulent Plague meant, which is that we're going to get what's it called back. We're gonna get Field of the Dead back. Yeah, Ghost Quarter and Plague likely mean Field of the Dead. So we got 5 mana. This is 6. Still 1 away from emergency powers. Perfect. Yeah, Maelstrom Pulse is a more general answer to it as well, which is sweet. Don't mind me just buying shillings. Sounds good, Punchworthy. Remember, once every 30 days, you can gift a sub or cheer any amount of bits and get some bonus shillings. I'm gonna give the red deck 7 cards. What's the worst that could happen, chat? Marty, I'm not here to not do the thing, Marty. Do I want to do the thing? Yes, of course I want to do the thing. I would have boarded them all out if I didn't plan to cast them. Sweet memes are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody memeing for something. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We're not rich. We got nothing. Oh no! They took our Smothering Tithe, chat. Amber Cleave, rude. Think I'm playing this for X's 4. And then we can put this into play tapped, and then we can untap it and have up Aether Gust here. Bumping the Toad in Historic. Is there a Toad deck in Historic? Oh, there is a Sultai Frog deck. Oh, yeah, there's a combo deck. I forgot about that one. Sick. I'm excited for their second Ember Cleave to dumpster us here. Alright, that implies they don't have a second Ember Cleave. I think I'm supposed to just tuck the Cleave and then trade eat. Is the plan. All these people with their bumps to something called a queue. Listen, normal people wait in lines, Bob. Bobby.
Rise, my elemental friend.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll do this for 11. I could have just done it for 10 and left Aether Gust up still. That's probably the better line. Not sure what to bumps. Just hit me with that sweet dealer's choice. Love the stream. Keep it up. Thanks for the very generous tier 2 core Demi. I appreciate the 19 months. Welcome back. Are you about to win, chat? Nissa plus I. Oh. I feel like I'm kind of a traitor. Because we didn't win. We kind of won with memes, right? Like, we cast emergency powers that game. Does it count if we won while having cast emergency powers? We didn't win with the tentacles, but we did cast emergency powers. I don't think I can keep a hand without an accelerant. Well, you know, all things considered, I think I'd rather have Hydroid Krasis than Uro, huh? Uro gains more life, but I'm not going to be able to escape it back for a really long time. Feel like we overcame the fact that we cast powers to win. Listen, are you implying that giving my mono red opponent 7 cards was useful to them? Because you'd be right. Psionic MS, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Okay, chat. This is it. They've stumbled. This is a game we can win. Put them in a casket. Get to Wolfwillow Haven. Draw a couple more lands. Cast a big Hydroid Krasis. Do I shock myself to play this turn? I think the answer is no, because I'd rather casket their 2/2 next turn, I think. Hoping my opponent stumbles is my favorite game plan. Winning game plan of terrible decks since Magic's inception. Probably just playing a baby Krasis next turn. Get a card, get a point of life. Another light up the stage here. They're on fire. Oh, 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 do, 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 do. Well, I mean, all things considered, as far as like non-lands go, that draw was probably in the upper echelon of our draws, huh? I mean, to be fair, I do think part of the reason why Saffron doesn't like the London Mulligan is because the London Mulligan was bad for bad decks. The London Mulligan removed some of that my opponent died and did nothing games for Magic, which allows you to conceal when your deck's not actually good. All right. We're gonna give this one more shake here. That's not even good, yeah, right? Like, Annex is just so powerful. Alright, 4th time's the charm, chat. I believe in us. Have we... How many matches of Magic have we won today? Did the historic deck going 4-1 win more matches than all the other decks combined? Alright, looking for some lands here, just like we drew it up. You feel like there's a better version of this deck that's just blue-white that you want to try now? Any amount of bits gets you shillings once every 30 days. Thanks for the biddy, Z-Power. I'm going to go ahead and fetch a tapped blue source here so that way we can Kraken next turn. You considered playing a good deck? I mean, we do that on occasion. We also explicitly don't do that occasion. We played Jund in Modern this morning to set the mood. We started the day not winning a match by playing Jund in Modern. So, I assume most of the people who like watching decks that are good are currently watching Crokies. He's got that audience pretty well hammered out. This is not a spike stream. We do not try, nor have we ever tried to do that. Sometimes we find gold. Whoa! Chat, Facebook's actually taking down advertisements from the Trump campaign that contain fake census information. What? That's not how that's supposed to work. I told you we were gonna get cubed this year. I told you we were gonna get cubed this year. Yeah, I agree, Malbranch. Different strokes for different folks. That's one of the great things about Twitch. Whatever your niche is within a game, you can usually find someone streaming to that niche. I don't think I've ever seen red deck played on the stream. I mean, you could definitely look back and find some red decks. Yeah, that's not the first time they've mentioned Pioneer Masters in Toth. I believe it is, however, the first time they gave us a timeline for Pioneer Masters, though. The fact that they said Pioneer Masters would happen this year is huge. Between Jumpstart, Pioneer Masters, and then 3 more historic anthologies this year, I am super excited for Historic 2020 on Magic Arena. One of the best things about this stream is the chat. I agree. I appreciate my chat. Y'all are pretty great for the most part. Well, the ones that don't classify as pretty great, we usually end up removing. T-Bag! Thanks! Thanks for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope your Thursday is treating you well. I mean, to be fair, the opponent's deck, like, does draw a lot of cards. Release the Kraken. Well, they didn't talk specifically about what cards they plan to unsuspend, Ninja Dave, but they did say they worked with R&D so they could unsuspend cards, which I think is a strong indicator that our assumption that Field of the Dead is being unbanned is correct. I don't know about the rest of the suspension list. Imagine if younger Jeff was on sub only. Yeah, a little bit different, I think. I think I probably like 4 or 5 months too late on that in a perfect world. Like, obviously your chat, when you're creating a community, you don't want to be sub only from the start, but when you hit a certain threshold of viewers, it's definitely helpful. You're off Reddit for Lent. That's a huge quality of life improvement. Yeah, you can just go to dailymtg.com. Worst neighbor. Y'all got any more of them timeouts? Oh, if I'd have shocked that in, I could have made a 1-1, right? Should have done that. As far as I know, I'm Twitch chat's only professional cartographer. Google Maps is killing me, fam.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Mods are so mean. Mods are bullies. Welcome back, Tron Dragon. Yes, they are. Really? We're just trading here? I wonder if that means they have another Gadwick next turn? They said they wanted Tron land, so I think they deserved it. Harsh but fair. Harsh but fair. All right, what you got over there? Omen of the Sea, Omen of the Sea. Do 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 do. Oh, are we supposed to label the stream 18 plus when we get some tentacles out? Look at that! Release the Kraken! Scoreboard. All right, so Night of Autumn's great. Dispute's great. I don't know. I'm just gonna cut these arrows. The arrows have been real bad. I'm gonna trim those. Kenrith's a little slow here. Time Wipe's not useful. Bring in an Aether Gust. Seems fine. What do we think of this? What do we think of this? Uro should be Narset, change your mind. I don't know that we have the spell density for Narset to be very good. There might be a build that just like, I don't know, It does this with blue-white control, but that's also probably just bad blue-white control. Oh, blue-white control is bad. That's not true. Blue-white control is one of the best decks in Standard. Yes, when I time out a mod, it removes their sword, because on most Twitch channels, when someone gets timed out, they did something very bad. On this Twitch channel, we timed you out because we believe you could do better, and it was kind of funny. Believe it or not, our Kraken emergency powers deck was always going to be a bad version of something. Harsh but fair. Harsh but fair. I love that we get excited when they announce they did the thing that was on the roadmap. Listen, Marty. Always reward the dog when it does the good thing. Old Gadwick for one, eh? Five, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I'm supposed to keep that land. I don't know. Our deck has a lot of mana sources in it, right? So, like, odds of us drawing a 7th are high, and I would like to try and draw a spell. Like, a Krasis or a Nissa next turn would be great. Smothering Tithe would be great. Kraken would be great. A lot of good draws here. Survey says. They gonna diddle my Wolfwillow Haven? How funny is that? Look how awkward that looks. Like there's a tapped Wolfwillow Haven down here. It looks super weird. I'm kind of tilted that it's tilted, chat. Kinda tilted that it's tilted. And tap the have some decency. Tap the top one next time, opponent. Wow, and they declined to tap the second one. Tap the same one again. Wow. Have you no decency? We do get Champion of Wits. It's a good one. You can Cavalier of Thorns into Champion of the Witch. Wow. We're going to deck ourselves so quickly. It's going to be great. White Source here would actually be a pretty good draw. So it would let me double knight. I assume we're dead next turn. I think we're dead next turn regardless of what we do, though. I think they're a monster with a counterspell. Oh, no. They scraped to the top. All right. All right. I should probably go back to my more strict rule of rejecting most Saffron Olive decks. Feels bad, man. Oh, wait. There's a game 3. We might still get on the scoreboard, chat. It's not hopeless. We could still win a match. This game is for all the Saffron Olive decks. Yeah, Sultai Scarab God's probably really reasonable. We're actually going to play, I believe tomorrow's deck for Pioneer is actually Sultai Reclamation, which is Sultai Scarab God again. Is the plan. It's a sneeper keeper, do 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 do, sneep papa keep papa, do 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 do, do 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 do. It's a turn 3 Smothering on the play. Hopefully generate a bunch of mana that way. Get our Kraken into play. We have 2 of our 3 pieces of Exodia assembled, which is great. More than good. It's great. Don't you dare negate me. Stop it. Whew. The old pump fake. Under the sea. Do 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 do, be do 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 do. This deck seems like it's very favored to win against an opponent who misses their early land drops. It's quite the astute observation you have there. Release the Kraken! Your move, Yugi boy. You can buy 4 of all anthology cards for 25k gold. Is that true? Last time you had to pay gems. Can you buy them for gold this time through? That's what you read. That's sweet. It's a good gold dump. Can we still pay gems? My gold is reserved for daily deals, chat. I don't know that I can spend gold on frivolous things like that. So we can Dispute for 3 mana and activate Castle Vantress here. It'd be sick if they just, like, have a huge expansion explosion here. We just, like, get them. Well, they didn't make red mana, so probably not expansion explosion. It's just like a Chemist's Insight here. Me bouncing my Smothering Tithe. Rude. Ha! Okay, that's funny. That's a good use of your stuff. Just like bounce it and then play your card that draws cards. It's really great. Love it. You love to see it. Scry me a river, baby. Sure. Yeah, you can just spend wild cards on them. Jamming there was bad against Dispute, but my dojo does not contain fear, so let's go. Oh, I'm so dumb. I should have untapped blue, right? I had this Dispute in my hand. A big, dumb, stupid chat. Big, dumb, stupid. Oh yeah, triple Bolas Grixis if we get Almond Kit cards. For sure. Alright, if we die, I deserve it. We're gonna get, like, hit with an expansion explosion for, like, exactly lethal. And I could have just, like, held up a blue like a big dumb. Feels bad, man. So they have 10 mana at the moment, so that does 6. If they play another one, it does 8, so that's 1 short, right? This is 6, 12, so they can currently deal 11 with an expansion explosion. So I don't believe... We're not dead to expansion explosion here. And they don't have triple red, so they can't play another one, right? What if they have a second reclamation? Second reclamation is plus 2 mana. Second reclamation would be 12, 14. Second reclamation is lethal. Oh no. Oh no. No, stop floating mana. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no. Why did I open my mouth and let the words fall out, chat? Oh, I should just remain silent in moments like this. And now a moment of silence. To be fair, the second reclamation means if this is a Mystic Dispute in addition to Expansion Explosion, they could counter us back. But like, you know. Am I dead yet? Neckfire, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I deserved that one. I deserved that one. So like, we obviously would have won an entire match there at the end had I played slightly better Magic and untapped my thing. But like, overall, I felt like this was a failure because in large part, my goal wasn't to win matches of Magic, right? Like my goal was to like Kraken Tithe emergency powers, and we didn't really get to do that. My non-meme takeaway from this deck, my big takeaway that is applicable outside of this deck, I think, is the fact that this deck was a really bad Uro deck, which I felt like this card has slotted really naturally into a variety of things without putting much work in. But I also think the fact that, like, a lot of those things, like, incidentally played Cavalier of Thorns was a big part of that. Honestly, I think in terms of making the meme more competitive, while still keeping the idea, I think there's actually a very real chance that just, like, cutting Nissas and going down to like 2 Krasis and playing Cavalier, there's a good chance that's just better than Nissa here, because it would make Uro playable, and Uro being playable makes you a lot better against aggro. Definitely not tier 1 by any means, but I do think if you wanted to visit this off stream to try and Kraken, Smothering Tithe, Emergency Powers people, I think I would be most interested in trying Cavalier as opposed to these other pieces of top end. No, all the Magic I play on stream, all the Magic I play is played on stream, Neckfire. So I added the Kiki Core deck to the queue, but there's still a backup of Pioneer decks from when we were getting an incredible amount of submissions for those. So after today's stream, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Pioneer decks in the queue still that I need to get through before Kiki Cord. So once we clear through those, so probably about not next week, but the week after, we'll get to Cord. If nobody else has submitted other things. So, any rate, that's going to be it for me for today, folks. A little bit shorter stream because I got to grab Jake off the bus here in a little bit. Thanks, everyone, for watching. As always, remember, if you're looking for more content for myself, you can check out my website and my YouTube channel. Lots of great content, well-organized, cut up deck by deck in both of those places. I'm going to hit one more ad roll on my way out the door, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back with Pioneer, Historic, and then wrapping up with Standard yet again. The Weeb Army, thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back.